Welcome back to the North American LCS. I'm David Frick-Turley. Sharing the caster desk with me for the first 3 games of the day is Sam, Kobe, Hartman, Kensler. How's it going?
Great.
I like the wink. It's the way you know that everything's going well. You start out with a wink.
Because we got secrets, Freak.
We got secrets. They're going to be fun. We're getting our day started now with Team Dignitas versus Curse. Now, Kobe, their win yesterday, Dignitas pulled themselves into a tie for 4th place.
Yeah, KiWiKiD said that the team were shooting for the higher seed in order to secure that control of side choice. There was a lot of talk also about Dig's intensive bootcamp to try and fix some of their problems and correct their losing trend. But they didn't look very clean against CLG's substitute roster. We did see some new stuff, though. KiWiKiD's first game on Corki this split. But what really stood out was Zion Spartan going back to a tank champion with Maokai in the top lane. And he did have a rough time against Nguyen's Gragas in the top lane.
Also, Dignitas have struggled against Curse so far this split, only picking up 1 win in their 3 meetings so far. Even last split, Dignitas referred to Curse as their Curse.
And Curse will be feeling a lot of pressure after their loss to Evil Geniuses and Complexity. Now they're moving into the sort of tougher phase of their schedule where they fight higher ranked opponents, and they're going to have to prove that they deserve this 6th place by beating teams that are all higher than them in the standings.
Well, Dignitas say that it's little mistakes that are keeping Curse from becoming a top-tier team. But for Curse, it's not as easy to diagnose Dig's recent woes.
I honestly don't really know what's going on with Dignitas because they were looking really strong and then they just fell into a bit of a rut, picked up a few losses, went on like a 5-game losing streak.
I think Curse has definitely been improving this split. From their game against Cloud9, they're very aggressive. They almost had the game and then they've lost at the team fights. It's just, it seems like there's like very minor things that are losing them the game, and looks like they're getting really close to becoming a top team, and that's pretty scary.
If we get a really good draft against them, then I think we'll be set. As long as we can execute properly, which we've shown that sometimes we can't, but if we can practice on that and actually execute, it should be fine.
It seems like they're missing something. I don't honestly know what it is, but when we play against them, we're pretty confident. We beat them 2-1 so far, and we always feel good going up against Dig, so I'm excited for that match.
And we got to see which Curse shows up today. The guys that crush the top teams, the guys that have a really unfortunate time when it comes to crunch time. See which one happens. Going to check out the starting lineups here. On the blue side, Team Dignitas. Zion Spartan in the top lane, Crumbzz in the jungle, Shiphtur in mid, Imaqtpie on AD carry, and KiWiKiD on support.
And on the red side, it's Curse. Up top is Quas in the jungle. IWillDominate. Mid, Voyboy, AD carry, Cop, and support, Xpecial.
So as we get ourselves into the game, I really hope that KiWiKiD picks up Braum, because then I have a really good name for their bot lane. It'll be Braids over Braum.
I don't know about really good, but
okay, for me,
we'll give it to you. Just because I'm a fan of the new hairstyle for Cutie.
It's good. I actually saw him like 20 minutes ago and he didn't have it on. He got them braided in really recently, so they're fresh. And I feel like that helps.
He usually doesn't trust people to touch his hair, but the makeup lady somehow convinced him, and she's the one that's been giving him all these hairstyles, by the way. So she deserves a.
Did she give KiWiKiD the bowl cut?
No, she didn't.
Only half the bot lane then has fashion sense here in Dignitas, but the picks and bans coming through. IWillDominate's Evelyn going away, so does Quas's Lulu, smart choice there. Zion Spartan not going to get his Nidalee. So I had actually asked Dignitas, I was in their room about half an hour ago, and I was like, so Scar, are you going to tell me your secrets? And he's like, no, you're not allowed in the room, I'm going to go for the team talk. No outside factors. Not that I don't trust you, just that I want it to be completely clean here. So
none of the secrets you have are Dignitas secrets?
No.
Well, banning out Lee Sin versus Crumbzz is not really a secret here. It does leave up Elise, though, pretty highly contested. Since Dominate doesn't really play Evelyn, Elise is pretty high priority for Curse usually.
See if they can grab it here for themselves. I like the fact that Dig did first pick Tristana, though. They banned the caster themselves, didn't want to open up the double AD comp. I wonder if Voy knows a different mid AD carry, though, if they want to run that comp anyway, if it's shut down by 1 ban or not.
Well, he definitely knows Lucian. Only thing is, Lucian's also banned right now.
That is a disabled champion.
Tough break.
Mid Corki used to be a thing. We'll see if that ends up being the case here, but the Elise does come through for Dominic, locks that in right away before even talking much with the team. Thresh does come through for Xpecial, wanting the hooks.
Yeah, so I meant to say Evelyn is banned, not that he doesn't usually play, because he does put in a lot of games on it. But yeah, 3rd champion in the top triad of junglers picked up for Curse, and they also secure the Thresh for Xpecial. We talk a lot about, jungle picks and the priority that people put on the top 3, but Xpecial specifically on Thresh is a death sentence master.
He is incredibly skilled. We can see if he can carry his team to victory from the bot lane here. He and Cop could be a force to be reckoned with. Is it going to be the Braum just yet for KiWiKiD? Likes the champion a whole bunch. And Dignitas fans have to think about this one. Rengar's had a rough time in the LCS so far.
There are always mixed reactions when a North American LCS team locks in Rengar. But KiWiKiD very confident in his choice this time around. Braum banned out, so he takes the next beefiest guy that he can for support. Getting that Alistar. Now, Alistar, I also really like this for KiWiKiD because KiWiKiD loves to roam. And Alistar as well, post 6, he's got to get out of jail free card as well. Yes, when KiWiKiD is on Braum and he gets caught, he's able to put the shield and get out alive when he really shouldn't. Same thing for Alistar. With the new and improved ult, he should be just fine.
And it works from all directions, so he doesn't have to even aim the skill right there. I do think it'll work well for KiWiKiD. We've seen some very good Alistars really make dives very easy for teams. So yeah, that see some early aggression out of his lanes as well.
The other thing is that it kind of turns a Triss lane into a really, really scary kill lane.
Yeah.
Because if any of that lands, both of the members of this bottom lane can gap close on you. It's not often that that is true, but if there's a jungler anywhere near, even if Crumbzz is not level 6, he could actually pull off a gank in this lane. But if he is level 6, somebody's going to die.
Someone's probably going to die to a lot of ferocity here. Curse going to grab top lane Maokai for themselves. Corki does come through for Cop. Interestingly is Dignitas had the option to wait on the Alistar and grab their own top laner. So they want a counter pick here, and it's Yasuo into Maokai.
Yeah, no hesitation there. Zion has been playing top lane Yasuo for a very long time. Specifically likes it against the Maokai. We'll see how this one turns out because he's not going to get any help in lane early from Crumbzz. This is usually the case for Dignitas. It's a very interesting change in the composition for them because as of late, Crumbzz has been camping the lane for Zion and then letting Zion teleport down to another lane. This time around, not only does Zion, well, he's got teleport right now. We'll see if he keeps it. But Crumbzz, he will not have a big impact very early on with that Rengar. We'll see how their plan sort of changes. Maybe they're trying to mix it up on purpose, which is always a good thing.
You know, it's interesting because you have this disparity between jungler roles where Elise is such a good early pressure champion, whereas Rengar does have to farm till 6 to do much. I actually saw last night in the Challenger Series. I mean, if that's real, hold on.
Whoa!
Voyboy goes for the Talon versus Ziggs matchup. Well, that's cool.
So this matchup is doable if he can get some kill pressure. And I think the reason, part of the reason he's locking this in is because of that discrepancy you mentioned between the junglers here. Elise can very easily turn this matchup around. If they get an early gank on Ziggs, Talon always has kill pressure from pretty much level 3 on Ziggs. So if Elise is able to get around behind him and add some support, then he can get the edge in this lane. But if they're left alone, Ziggs is just going to keep down Voyboy's farm, and it's going to be really hard for him to ever gain a foothold by himself.
Yeah, I feel like you almost have to go Flask and spam Rake for CS and hope nothing really bad happens to you, and it's going to be...
It's risky to ever run an assassin like that in mid.
Yeah, it is, but it's going to be fun. We saw Dade pull out the Zed assassins back at least a little bit here. Guys, now before the game goes live, we're going to check your predictions. According to LOLesports.com, 65% of you think that Dignitas is going to win this game. But of course, keep those votes coming on Twitter. Send hashtag DIGWin or CRSWin to us at LOL Esports.
Man, this is looking to be a very exciting game because this is not a tank versus tank fight up in the top lane either. Yes, this is a Maokai, but Maokai is actually really good at killing squishy champions early on because he's basically one of the best top laners at setting up a gank. All he has to do is target and stun you. He's got a gap closer. Yasuo has melee range as well. If Elise ever gets up there, Maokai can hold him into place, and he doesn't have much life. So we'll see which lane Dominate decides to go, or which lane, Dominate decides to go to, either top or mid, because both of them are very good choices.
They're going to probably want a little bit of help. And keep in mind, of course, you've still got Xpecial, a phenomenal Thresh player, lanterning in Elise against a melee champion in Alistar. Like, even all the lanes are freaking gankable. Like, I feel like Dignitas have to be a little bit afraid here. We are on the Rift, everybody. Game 1 of 6, potentially of 9, cutting the Challenger Series here in day 2, week 11 of the LCS. So Dignitas's actual movement in the playoffs, not guaranteed. They could finish as high as second. It's still possible. They would have to 3-0 for even a chance. Or 4-0 total, but they won yesterday.
Yeah, and get a little bit of help. Look at the interesting adaptation here for Quas, going armor versus Zion. Doesn't want to take any chances with this Yasuo early. First couple levels there could be hard for Maokai until he starts getting a couple items to be able to use that sustain. If Zion can zone him off of the minion line and keep him from auto-attacking, it will help a lot.
Now, when you talk about some of the AD matchups, actually Dignitas had a few words to say about the Talon lock-in, if we want to take a listen in right quick.
We need to just keep Talon down. We win. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, they're very well aware that it's very easy to keep down a melee champion like that in the mid lane. So they're gonna Crumbzz will probably provide a lot of support there. Pre-6 Rengar though, we'll see if it can work out for them because Dominate, if he gets the jump on Rengar, if they get the ward down, you know, in that side bush by the river first, they could turn around that gank. We'll see how the ward coverage plays out though, because that top end mid lane look to be powder kegs. Usually Curse don't spend a lot of time ganking bottom, just because, you know, Cop prefers to play the lane phase a little safer.
KiWiKiD does not have his ultimate yet. He's
There's
level
the
1,
Roman early.
gets the pulverize. And it's like, hey, it's fine.
Not that big a deal. Did take a nice chunk of damage, though. He started with the Targon, so he'll be able to heal off first creep here a little bit.
Let's see what happens. Both junglers start on the top side of the map, so level 3 will put them down by the duo lane if they do go for level 3 gank here.
And the price that KiWiKiD paid there for life, you know, it earned them vision on the blue buff, so they'll know that Dominate did start up at his red.
Ooh, good play on KiWiKiD. Goes to the pulverize though, but takes a phosphorus bomb. Curse getting the better of the early trades here. It's already a potion gone for Kiwi. The Talon, the first ever the North American LCS.
Talon's
pulling in a bit of the percentage, yeah. Well, if anyone can pull it out, it's Voyboy. He's very talented.
It starts early, doesn't it? All right.
It's just an easy one. I'm done for now.
What I'm really watching, though, is how well can he CS, because it should be easy for Shiphtur to shove him into turret like this and harass him while doing so. So far, Voyboy's doing a bang-up job. And we have talked about, you know, the stats. Mid laners against Shiphtur average the highest in the North American LCS.
As we groan for every missed minion.
We don't get to see what happened to that cannon. But here's Dominate. Predictable early attention mid, and it looks like he's in position.
Shiphtur gets the Q, and there's a silence. Big comes out, flashes away from the rake, and gets away just in time, but both summoners are down.
Gets the flash and the heal. Definitely high value gank there. And Voyboy gets the choice to either keep the lane on his side or push it back, and it looks like he's going to push it back as quickly as possible. See if he decides to turn to base, because you can sometimes just sit in this lane and take that experience advantage to try and put pressure back on Ziggs when he returns, since he's summonerless.
Yeah, the thing is, Shiphtur back then did get a second Doran's Ring. That's actually pretty nice. It'll give him a bit of an edge. But I feel like Voyboy wouldn't want to back until he's got a Brutalizer done. Or maybe it's into Tiamat with like a pickaxe or so. So I do like Voyboy getting level 6 first, having the threat of all-inning when his opponent definitely will not have an ultimate.
Yeah, there are so many options for the Talon. Getting early mobility
Oh, that's
boots
not
too.
good.
Nice move.
Yeah.
But he shorted that bouncing bomb, I think.
Okay, now Voyboy's going to back. Never mind. We're good. Change of plans.
Good call, Freak.
It's a really good punish by Shiphtur, though. He knew that CS was going to be in turret range and decided, yeah, I'll knock you in and you go for it.
Very well played. Used minions as bait.
Zion Spartan actually down in CS a little bit, but the wave's a bit bigger. You can see level 4 for Quas. Zion last hitting pretty reasonably.
I don't see a lot of vision, though, mid for this summonerless Ziggs. He's only got that trinket ward that he just put down. And Crumbzz is still farming up his jungle. Crumbzz has not left the hard farming route for that Rengar. Trying to get to that level 6 as early as possible. Sitting on a ward at the moment.
He's only about 4.5 though. Does have max ferocity though. Maybe he can go in for something. KiWiKiD hooked in Phosphorus Bomb, but the heals keep him pretty safe.
That's a great ward at those raids. Voyboy knows to hug the top side of the river now. And Dominate's even coming in for possible counter gank. Good job by Dominate hugging the side of the river where his pink ward is as well.
Yeah, but Shiphtur got a ward from Crumbzz to just to the right of mid, so Shiphtur should be hugging the south side of this lane, and he's not. He's really close to Dominate.
It's a very hard move to get that gank off from, at least coming from the river. A lot of people opt for going around that banana bend there and come from the Fog of War a little bit closer to the turret, but it does make it easier to hit your cocoon from Fog of War. Meanwhile, that top lane, you know, a couple of extra CS there for Quas, doing just fine versus this quick lock-in of the Yasuo pick.
Yeah, well, Quas opened up cloth 5. He doesn't take much damage. Zion pushing him back around. They're ultimately treading water. I mean, Quas is the push lead there. He's got a lot of AoE spells as Zion hangs out for a bit, forces them backs away. But really, I feel like Yasuo going equal in this lane, I feel like is better for Yasuo, but unless Quas becomes unkillable, maybe it actually flips the other way.
They definitely do have a scary combo for the late game, with Yasuo either comboing off Alistar or Tristana. Even Shiphtur, actually, as we've seen, can make great use of the satchel charge. So there are a lot of options to combo with Zion now that he's level 6.
Right now, Curse have just not found another way in just yet. Wards were just good enough from Crumbzz. Shiphtur's cooldown's almost back up. The heal 5 seconds away. The flash under a minute.
Pay attention, though, at the CS. Voyboy is up in CS in this matchup.
That was really impressive play.
It is. And a lot of that is due to Shiphtur having to play more defensively, I think, because of the double summoner burn. But this is great news for Voyboy. Gets all the way to level 6 without losing in CS. In fact, up a whole wave, more than a wave on Shiphtur here. This is going to add to those stats of CS at 10 against Shiphtur for most North American mid laners. Same time, though, that all-important first Rengar gank.
And he's 6.
Let's see if Crumbzz is the chosen one from North America
to break the curse of Rengar. 3 and 10.
All right, let's see if you're right about that first Voyboy buy. Is the first real item Brutalizer? It's going back right now.
No, Tiamat. I said it was one of the two.
That was your second one.
Right.
Oh, don't worry. You still get half credit.
All right, I appreciate that. Thank you, Professor
credit.
Kobe, for half credit on the assignment. I showed my work.
Oh, Crumbzz heading bottom, though. This is that kill lane we talked about. Alistar Tristana can set this up really well. This is going to be up to Xpecial. This is a true test of skills. Can he interrupt the Alistar combo? Because that would be godly.
It's really difficult.
It would be godlike.
He's looking for it.
KiWiKid's giving it away, though.
He's really telegraphing that one.
Man, what a play. I think
tried to sneak in.
I think what you do there for KiWiKiD is don't move until the exclamation point is over your opponent's head. Because he walked up a little bit before Rengar's ult gave him away. And Rengar's ult, when it gives him away, he could pretty much get his jump off right there anyway.
Pretty quick on that one, so that wasn't the case here. Crumbzz now level 6. First ulti is down, but it's only about a 2-minute cooldown, so he'll have it up again 10.5 minutes in, something like that. And he's now got a red buff for himself, but Dominate using that time that Crumbzz is down to the southern jungle grabbing red buff to start up on this dragon here.
Ooh, it's only at half, though, and they've been found.
Knock up there onto Xpecial. KiWiKid's got to be a bit careful. Pops the ulti and is going to walk through after getting hooked into the box, though. Half HP still on him. Exhaust burned on the Talon, but he's going to ult late onto this one. Looks in for Quas and Crumbzz right there. Big damage, and down goes First Blood onto Crumbzz. Curse getting the first kill of the game. Shiphtur not able to do much more as Voyboy walks on out.
So Dignitas, they give up First Blood, but they gain control of the dragon area here. How bold are they? They don't have vision of these recalls from Curse, so they don't take the chance. What a play there by Curse. Good job with the double teleports. And Voyboy, he gets exhausted, pulls the exhaust out of KiWiKiD, but then immediately turns around to go help Quas and tank down the jungler, who at this point in the game, very, very squishy, one of the easiest targets to take down.
And it's going to delay Crumbzz even further as he tries to farm up as well. Rengar does really want himself some items. He doesn't have much innate tankiness, and the items would help him do that, but it'll be a while for him. Shiphtur just holding the mid lane. 76 CS to 75. That's the at 10 mark for these guys.
Also, it's pretty bad here for Zion that the First Blood went to Quas, Maokai, one of his biggest strengths is shutting down melee carries. He's so good at peeling. If he can just get to Zion without somebody else triggering Zion's knockup, then he can just keep Zion occupied for so long with the targeted route and slow that he has. He's very, very good at peeling. We'll see if he can keep Cops safe this time around.
Well, speaking of not being
going
safe,
for it.
Ooh. Well, we're not quite going to find that one. The second Crumbzz ult was just used, though, at about 10-20 in this game. That one also didn't even get in range to leap on someone, so Crumbzz is slightly getting outranged every time he goes in. KiWiKiD wants Cop, though. Here's KiWiKiD on the side, knocks him away from the lantern. And here comes Xpecial as well. Gonna get hooked in, actually. This is not great.
His ult just came out.
His ulti's up, but he's at 300, 400 health right now. Another rocket hits. There's the ulti pop. The knockback again onto Xpecial, and now Cop throwing in damage there. The flash play, the summoner heal is used. There's exhaust on the Imaqtpie, but the flash pulverized. In comes Rengar. Cop is taken down on the side, and in comes Imaqtpie one more time onto Xpecial. There's the flash for Dominate. He claims support. Now KiWiKiD forced to run away. Cocoon just goes wide, 1 for 1.
I don't know there about the focus fire. That was really lucky for KiWiKiD, by the way, too, with his ult just coming back up. But this, they want to Spiderling tank it. They either need a Spiderling tank or juggle the aggro here, because Rengar is in the area. If Crumbzz gets in there, he's got Smite available. Xpecial's looking for the hook, though.
No flash, no ult, though. I feel like it's suicide to look for this one. Voyboy wants in on Crumbzz, though. Gets a lot of damage. He's got flash. Flash Rake would kill Crumbzz right here.
Cooldown on jump is so long this early, though.
There's the flash. There's the Q. There's the kill for Voyboy. And a lantern to safety. 3-1 for Curse. And the Talon is 1-0-1.
They weren't able to keep Talon down early. That's the call that Crumbzz made at the beginning of the game. All right, so let's watch here. Cop and Xpecial now decide to focus down this cow. They get a lot of damage done before his ult, but it's up right now. And then KiWiKiD does a great job of blocking all these missiles while his ult is up, but Xpecial with the double flay there. And they switch targets, KiWiKiD with a good flash pull, but Dominate arrives just in time to salvage the situation.
KiWiKiD hit crits on both his last 2 attacks on Cop, too.
With only a static ship.
Yep. I don't know how many he shot over the course of the fight. Maybe he was due. But that was a lot of damage to Cop at the very end. Blue buff respawning here, and it's going to go to Shiphtur.
Voyboy has those mobility boots, too. All important. So now we really get to have a fun game, because this is going to be action-packed. Voyboy, with the build he's going here, the point is to shove your lane really quickly with Rake, since you have a flask anyway, and then roam immediately to a side lane.
Oh, the combo in from Zion's Spartan Xpecial. Didn't even see that one coming. Great kill pickup by Dignitas.
Well, we get the first taste of the Ali Yasuo combo here.
That was the original bot lane that Complexity put together.
Yeah, it was.
The Tristana Yasuo comp. Dignitas taking some notes. I feel like every team at some point has said we could learn a lot from Complexity. They're applying it right here.
And that was a great cover, too, by Shiphtur. Since he has his blue buff right now, cooldown for his ultimate, great usage to go clear out top lane and buy a little bit more time for Zion to get back up there after his successful gank. But we'll see if Voyboy can answer the roam here. Make use of those Moby boots.
Ulti's up for him. We'll see if he can wave through and get out there. Shiphtur did just add some CDR with Morellonomicon plus tier. So more AP, roughly the same cost as Athene's. Plenty of mana for him.
I wonder if he will be getting a arm guard pretty soon, because...
Oh, that hook on KiWiKiD. 2-man play as well. Cop's got to get pushed away, but here comes more members of the team. It's a 3-on-2, and KiWiKiD's got nowhere to go. Pops about to shot, and KiWiKiD's like, I'm out.
You gotta love this bottom lane.
Yeah.
Just constant fighting, and Xpecial, he gets his vengeance there. Yes, they just got him with the Yasuo roam down, and he makes up for it. What a beautiful hook. Right onto QD, taking him out of the jump. Say it every time, but the delay on that Tristana jump is definitely costly. Takes a while to get used to. Oops.
Oh,
that's okay. It wouldn't have meant much if he hit that play anyway, so.
Still would have reached.
Does still count as a miss.
You just see Voyboy's wave clear, though.
Yep.
It's pretty easy for him. Teammate active, hit the rake, got a blue buff.
Look at this Quas, though, hiding in the bushes. Just pretending he's a tree.
Yeah, it's camouflaged.
Great cosplay, but
That's charred Maokai, though. I feel like he sticks out.
A while. Yeah, what's wrong with this forest here?
I think Ziggs hit him at some point.
Nice. They're reshaping the landscape, preparing for Summoner's Rift 2.0, which, by the way, is going to be spectacular.
That's true. Uh-oh, Zion Spartan taking a bit of damage here in this one. Quas knocking him around, gets knocked back into the other himself. Zion does get away.
That's your first taste, though. That's what I'm talking about shutting down melee carries. Maokai's base damage is really, really strong. And just landing his basic abilities, it will keep Zion in place for Voyboy to just kill him outright. So if they can pull that off in a team fight, let's keep him in one spot. It's exactly what Curse would be looking for. Or if they can get that Moby Boots roam. Here, it looks to be coming in. Voyboy starts to head up there, and he goes through a pink ward too. But Zion's just got that sense. There's no Talon in lane, so better get a defensive ward up.
And I liked his spot of ward as well. It wasn't those standard, like, oh, they might come into lane and gank me. It's like, at this point, I would get tower dived. I'll watch the roam around the side. And of course, that's the right choice for him. He would have watched Talon come in.
Buy an extra second there on the warning system. And he doesn't even want to show in lane either. He took too much damage in the last trade there from Quas. Another Rengar gank.
And again, it just doesn't happen here. Voyboy gets away cleanly. And just kills some jungle mobs. He's keeping this farm going. Ziggs is doing well himself. 173, but that's planned. Loses a lot of health. Ulti popped by KiWiKiD again, blocking rockets. But Dignitas are unable to fight this battle. The hook lands. KiWiKiD ulti is going to end. Pops the exhaust, but he is one hit from dead. Cop lands the kill with the Trinity Force proc there, and QtPie forced to run away.
And then Dominate arrives. It seems that they should rethink their strategy about not ganking bottom that much, because Xpecial is out for blood, and he's getting it.
He really is. KiWiKiD unable to flash away from that one. Actually got distortion boots for more flashes. Seems like he's going to need them this game. And it's a bot lane that Curse is winning pretty heavily.
And they're not only going to win in kills, but taking out the turret in time for the second dragon is perfect for them. Very fortunate timing there.
Oh, wow.
Curse timing their aggression with the second spawn, and they've got two pink wards prepped already.
Crumbzz kills a ward. He does have flash.
This would be an all-in move if he goes to flash over and steal it. He does not have ult to get out. He has no way of escaping.
Goes in, can't land the smite, but here's the team. They want the battle. Root onto Xpecial. In comes KiWiKiD. There's Quas in the front line. Pops the Maokai ulti. In comes Talon as well. Zion Spartan goes down first with no ultimate, and kills are coming around everywhere. Curse pick up 3. Xpecial does go down to Imaqtpie, but in comes Quas to bring back the kill in the AD carry. That one's going to go over to Cop. 4 for 1 plus a dragon for Curse.
Pretty big swing. If we check in on that gold graph, there's going to be a giant spike for Curse. Not only getting the dragon before everybody arrives to the party, but cleaning up as well. Man, a Maokai teleporting in at this point in the game in a dragon pit. Let's see how many people are inside Maokai's ultimate for the defensive properties here. Because Zion gets in, he gets rooted, shut down completely. Quas on Maokai keeps him in one spot, and he gets destroyed. Everybody else was benefiting from that damage reduction as well. And man, the Maokai flavor of the week, pretty much all over the world right now.
Yep.
Showing up pretty big.
So Curse really turning it up since yesterday. They were not expected, I feel, to lose to Complexity here in their first game. But today they're playing well all around. The early pressure from Cop and Xpecial especially has been great. And they're crushing this game.
Thing is, for Curse, they seem to win the games that you least expected. I mean, they are a weird team.
Yeah.
Show up kind of playing to the level of their opponents, you could say.
Like, you come into Super Week, it's like, all right, they're in 6th place by 2 games, likely to make playoffs. Oh shoot, they just lost to Complexity. Okay, now maybe they're screwed. Are they going to have the worst schedule and drop out? Just kidding, beat up Dignitas.
Yeah, I mean, they lost to both the bottom teams there, right? They lost to Evil Geniuses as well.
Yeah, not long ago.
Very recently, so. Looks like they're showing up big now, though. When the pressure is on, they've shown up. And I would expect nothing less from Xpecial, the all-star support, creating a lot of plays. down in the bottom lane. And you have to also, whenever you're talking about them, give your props to Cop because he has really turned a new leaf. He's been flashing into fights over and over.
Yeah.
He has not been waiting around on the outside. He's following up on every single play, every single hook that Xpecial lands. Crumbzz, though, coming in for another failed game.
Exclamation point on Cop. And the thing is, Crumbzz doesn't have upgraded boots, and you only get 15% bonus move speed during the ulti. When you've got Cop who's got better boots than you and a Triforce, he runs just as fast. Dark his way when the exclamation point shows up. Crumbzz, like, hasn't landed, I think, a single Rengar ulti all game.
Yeah, it's been a rough go. I wish I could say that I was expecting something different here, but the trend for North American Rengars has gone pretty much this way. And the Elise, you can see the difference in there in the junglers. 2-0-5 and leading in CS. Huge, huge difference in the early game from Dominate. With Evelyn and Lee banned out, just a logical choice for them to go with in the first round of picks as well.
What's weird to me as well is Dignitas got a whole bunch of late game guys, especially this Tristana pick down in the bottom lane. But they've tried so hard to make plays early on. They opted into that dragon fight. Let's flash over the wall and battle people with a late game team.
Yeah.
And it's just very strange for Dig. And again, like when I overheard Skara, you know, at the beginning of the day, he's like, all right, Freak, get out of the room. Gotta talk to my team, make sure we're ready to go. And it feels like the plans, they're either not being listened to or they're not solid in the first place. Really strange choices by Dig this game.
Yeah, or when they get in the game and they feel like they're giving up, they start to give up a little bit of a lead. It feels like they really want to put a stop to it, and so that then they start making a little bit more desperate plays when really they could just sit on their laurels here and just passively farm. They've got Trist, Ziggs, Yasuo.
Yeah.
All three of those will be great in the late game. But Corki and Talon, very big mid-game spikes here. Talon roaming around now with double items. He's got the flat penetration of Ghostblade, and nobody's built armor right now. So he will rip apart any target on Dignitas, save for KiWiKiD probably.
Team's turret has been destroyed.
And that's kind of scary when this has to kill everybody but your support. And Curse get their 4th turret of the game. They're uncontested on Dragons as well. They've only given up 3 kills. Curse have stepped up this game so far. I like Cop in the early game bullies. As much as his Kog'Maw's pretty good as well, it's just the fact that I remember him beating up Double and Aphromoo on Corki a couple weeks ago. I think it was actually last week in the first day.
The thing is,
he's been great.
Yeah, we do have to keep a watch on Curse though. The times where they have gotten early lead, they've often gotten early leads. The problem has been in the mid game, do they make use of it? Right now is the time for them to strike. They have so much power right now. Corki is spiking double items. Maokai's got double item spiking. Yasuo as well. Everybody right now on Curse is exactly where they want them to be to force as many fights as possible. So Curse are looking to sort of draw Dignitas into any fight in the jungle, over any buff, over any dragon.
That's the thing, right? Is they need to fight over dragons and buffs. Their turret sieging's fairly horrible, honestly. Maokai, not the best turret diver. His ulti does not stop turret damage. Dominate's got no real armor, and of course Voyboy's melee. So it's all about the jungle brawls, and Dig has to opt into those fights in the first place. If they do sit back, they will have time this game.
Right, so what Curse have to do is set up those deep wards and then just take every neutral objective on the map. If they keep their timers, then they should be able to run the rest of this game. They've got 1 timer for Dragon, down pat, but they also, a way that they could force one of those fights is getting into those Dignitas buffs and maybe preying on that over-aggressiveness of Dig as far as contesting objectives. There goes some good wards from Voyboy to set up some picks.
And he's trying to make this bottom lane happen. There are still 2 more tier 2 turrets available. And of course, with how far back Dig is playing, they don't have much ward coverage over Baron either. So this map very much belonging to Curse. Their gold lead goes from 8,000 to 9.4 off the Dragon.
Dominate is getting some extra armor as well. Just completed the Randuins. Maybe looking to help out with those tower dives. Him plus Maokai. If they control the neutral objectives for long enough, then they can just build that armor that they need to go for the dive. Because eventually, you can go for the dive with this comp. It's just that right now, might be tough for Maokai. But they can eventually get to that point. And if they continue to stretch out this gold lead, then they can purely crush Dig in that mid game with the extra cash flow.
Let's see what they can do with this one then. Curse are setting up Voyboy wants KiWiKiD. Immediately jumps away, sees the claws. You do see those blades come out. So you know there's a Talon around you. You just run the heck away.
And he's a fast Talon. Moby Boots plus the active from Ghostblade popped and his ult.
Yeah. It's like 100% bonus move speed or something. It's a lot for sure. Blue Trinket is up for Cop, so you can actually watch for these moves. Same for KiWiKiD. Smart choices on both sides.
Now, people always caution against doing Barons fairly early in the game, but this Curse team, this squad is a squad that you would want to set up for those Baron baits. Their highest priority is controlling that vision and drawing Dig out of the base, as we said. So they don't necessarily have to start the Baron, but if they control vision around it for long enough, they get one of two things.
Ooh. Cop gets away in time again.
Like I've seen that before.
Yep. It does. It's the Valkyrie cooldown for the regular ulti cooldown.
Valkyrie cooldown, is that the longest cooldown of a dash for an AD carry?
Yeah.
In the game? I think it is.
I've Valkyried out of base, and then it's still down when I get to lane and die because my escape's down.
All right.
And I just feel really bad about it.
They get checked by the bomb. I think that'll be enough to deter them, yeah. So that is one method of vision check down for Dig. The second method of the Rengar ult, also down. So they've got the two abilities that Dig can use to check Baron down for Curse. But they did sneak a little ward in there.
Actually, the longest cooldown would be Flash for escapes for AD carries Kobe.
Fine.
Curse going back to the Baron, though. They are doing this rather quickly for themselves. And, of course, Dignitas would have to limp in to check. This trinket comes out.
KiWiKiD's just going to have to charge in there if they're going to get there in time.
It's staying at half HP, though. It's going to be KiWiKiD at the front lines, cleanses away the hook, but he's now in the front lines, taking plenty of damage there. TP comes in for Zion on top of the enemy team. There's the knockup coming in. Can they knock down Curse? KiWiKiD goes down first. Damage comes down and picks up Zion Spartan as well. And here comes Voyboy. He finds his third. That's the fourth. And now only Crumbzz left alive. He's got nowhere to go. Cop surely to pick up this kill. Oh! No, he'll now take the Landry back, but that's still Baron for Curse.
That is going to be all that they need to shove down some turrets, too. They need to go immediately to turret shoving after they get that Baron. So the hook and the fight actually starting on the best choice for Dig, but the rest of Dig are actually spread out, too. KiWiKiD goes back in to set out the combo and give Dig a little bit of hope, but it's too little too late. Once Voyboy arrives, there is no back line for Dignitas. Crumbzz does eventually get away, but that is a small silver lining for Dig.
But Curse, man, they have looked great. They're up 13k, and this Maokai, I think, has come up huge. Because Dignitas have this really scary area of effect team, right? Ziggs and Yasuo destroying everybody. Do static shivs, even more area of effect. And Maokai just nullifies everything that ever happens there. And Dig just can't really find a way in this game at all.
Yeah, even with Curse starting out on Alistar, they still destroy the team fight. So that bodes very poorly for Dignitas' chances in the upcoming fight, because now they're Baron buffed up.
Yeah.
And they're ready for that tower dive.
Well, that's the cool thing about Curse's lineup is they don't have any like really long cooldowns they have to waste on a tank. Voyboy has waited for his Shadow Assault and only used it when he can reach Shiphtur or KiWiKiD. Quas just pops the ulti and leaves it on for a while. Who cares?
And that's actually the best way to play Talon, is to arrive at the fight later, after the Alistar combo and the Yasuo combo have been used. Voyboy sneaks in with his Moby Boots from the back line to take advantage.
Dominate just lost like half his health bar, though. Gets rooted right in turret range, has to back out of this one. But, I mean, Baron buff, who really cares? They can regen back up. Voyboy is going to roam across, but he's got plenty of minions to go in the mid lane. Pink wards are nice, but minions are better, so he's going to go for that.
Yeah, there's an award you can learn in Smash Brothers. Perfect for Talon, the Opportunist. Waiting in just to snipe kills at the end. Looks like he's on the outside looking to flank on KiWiKiD.
Kiwi gets nice rocket in the back, but he does get away. So Curse are definitely fighting for this top 6 spot. They're only 1 game above Complexity, 2 wins above Evil Geniuses. A win here really helps them out, because it means Complexity must 2-0 their last 2 games, and EG must 3-0 their last 3 games. It all but secures Curse's spot here.
Well, they're bringing out all the stops, certainly. And I like the fact that they are not afraid to try something they haven't used in LCS before again. Voyboy has constantly been one to use mid laners that no one else has used in the North American LCS yet. Tristana was taken away from him, and they go with the risky pick, Melee Assassin for mid lane versus Ziggs, and they make it work. Some great early coverage from Dominate in the jungle. We'll see how the split push works out here, though. He's got 3 levels on Zion, and Talon gives no cares about a wind wall.
Just the rake. As long as you land one of the claws from the ulti, it does full damage, so.
You're gonna jump right on top of his head and silence him, and he'll be dead.
That's true. Yeah, I think that works out pretty well for the guy. Dominate's gonna get rooted up. The fight's gonna begin 4-on-4. There's a knock into the backlines. Can they do the damage they require, though? Curse are losing health early on in this fight, and looks like they are forced to disengage.
Voyboy from the back,
drops
in the
low
base.
as well. Oh, man.
He's in no man's land.
Couple of minions in the way. Now a turret. Jumps to a minion, hops out. All right.
He only took 1 tower hit, getting all the way inside Dig's base.
Not bad.
Successful infiltration by Voyboy. Don't know what intel he's gathered, though. The rest of the team got chunked down to half-life. Baron buff regen definitely going to do work.
QtPie clearing out as best he can, though this turret is losing health. But it will slowly regenerate, but Curse are still knocking on the front door. Baron buff about to time out for them, though. It's gone. So no more bonus regen.
They really do need to make a shove for this turret, though. It's so low, it will regenerate. Baron buff gone. This is sort of the last hurrah here. If Dignitas are going to make a stand, they really have to make sure to hold this turret. This is what Dig are relying on for the rest of this game.
There's a push in, and Boy is going to survive.
One more.
He goes down to the turret. He walked back too soon. 4-on-4 top lane. Turret almost dead. Cocoon onto Crumbzz. 1 shot to the turret goes down. Cop wants it. KiWiKiD's around.
KiWiKiD's daring Cop to step up and hit his turret 1 more time with the Sheen proc. Please do. KiWiKiD's got his ultimate ready. He's not going to let anybody stand up here. Let's see if they get in.
Here's the push. Dominate. They get a turret shot as well. Jumps in the air, takes a crit. KiWiKiD front lines. Pops the ulti. There's a pulverizer to Cop. Zig goes as well. They take down Dominate. Quas forced to run. Xpecial is low. He takes a bomb. He takes a root. He's going to go down. I'm a QtPie to chase. Can he get the kill? No, he goes too hard. Cop forced to flash, but here comes Dominate. Gets some spells down. There's the Ruin King. There's the damage. Gets another heal. Cop does go down. Quas, the only one alive. 1 versus 3. He's a tree, and he's trying to leap, and he cannot. He barely takes him down while living, and that is an ace for Dignitas.
Dignitas defend the Alamo. 2 hits left on this turret, and KiWiKiD will let no one pass these steps. What a play, right onto Cop, and he gets comboed with the ultimate, taking down Dominate at the same time. Great follow-up here. This one was a little bit bold.
Wow.
That was a little bit brazen from QtPie. But Crumbzz makes great use of that bush to get back in onto Cop. And Shiphtur was at the front lines, auto-attacking with Ziggs the whole time to take down that Corki.
You know how KiWiKiD lived?
Yeah.
His Targon Brace killed a minion. And he healed himself for 1% of max health because of it.
KiWiKiD the god.
But then scumbag Crumbzz smited a cannon minion that KiWiKiD had killed.
So he lost out on a little bit of gold there, though.
But still, hey, sometimes it's in combat. So, Dignitas finally found a battle. They scrapped into it, the 4-on-4. And it seems like when Voyboy's not there, suddenly Shiphtur and QtPie can do something.
It was an unfortunate series of events there for Curse, because they had the upper hand, and they were inches away from cracking through that inhibitor turret line, which would mean an open invitation into the base, and they could make use of this giant gold lead. But Voyboy, he was out of turret range, so close.
Yeah, he walked in a little bit
Didn't
too
quite disengage.
Voy had an infinity edge, by the way. That guy hurts people. I would not want to duel him. The Zion Spartan Voyboy duel is going to be really close every time. You see, there's like a million more items on Voy, but Zion's got 100% crit.
So the thing is here, Curse, they don't have to worry very much outside by Baron. They can easily control this vision and just wait on Dignitas to step out of line. Quas on that Maokai can easily tank up the Baron and continuously heal himself because rockets are going to be spammed out. Abilities from Elise don't cost mana in Spider form. He'll be continuously spamming those out. So Quas can easily tank up a Baron. We'll see if they decide to turn around as soon as Dig get here. Voyboy's doing the screening so far. They catch the scent.
Trying to get their way in. Hook's going to land onto Crumbzz. He is just
Get back on that Baron.
And they're bringing the health bar down to about 1,000 health. This Baron's going to drop. It is claimed by Curse. Great zoning by Xpecial and Voyboy. And Dig know better than to try that one, but that is now a Baroned up Curse team. Ready to try for round 2 at the base.
And the top turret is only back up to about 30% HP. So they can easily return to that top side and finish what they started a few minutes ago.
And here's the attempt. Dominate actually, yeah, he is going to come in for this one.
They're still relying on the split push from Voyboy though, and he's several minion waves back from actually reaching the bottom turret.
Could Dig rush a 4v5 here if they know this? They've got a very small window.
Well, the Crumbzz ultimate just came up 2 seconds ago. So they have one means of getting in there. Really though, I think all of the pressure is on KiWiKiD's shoulders to land another good combo.
Oh, that lantern! Nice move by Curse. Hook on a KiWiKiD. Pop sealed. He wants this one. Can he go in? No, has to back away. Box and FLICKR use both support straight ultimates.
That ultimate for KiWiKiD is so much more important than Xpecial's ultimate though.
Yeah.
I think that was a pretty big exchange for Curse, and they are going to get it.
The turret goes down, and Crumbzz got no health left. He gets picked up there by Voyboy and Dominate. The battle's begun, but kills are going all the way to Curse right now. A cocoon on a QtPie, already 2 members, now 3 members picked up. Curse could close the game out on this one. QtPie will go down, a double kill here for Voyboy, but Shiphtur gets 2 back.
That is the GA of Zion down, though. We didn't mention this gambit that Zion did. Being behind, he went with the item that will impact the team fight most, a single team fight. Dignitas were betting, hoping on the next team fight to make it big. And the GA's been procced, plus he's been killed. So now they're definitely behind a very, very large margin.
Well, 15 seconds in the respawn. Quas still taking up minions, doesn't care too much about this. And that is 2 inhibitors down as Curse back off with 3 surviving Baron buffs there. Now up almost 20k.
Man, Crumbzz just gets hooked in and destroyed. And there's the GA. They wait for the GA instead of going for QtPie. And then they get QtPie anyway.
Yep. That was a great follow-up by Voy. It is still the kills from Shiphtur. This long-range Ziggs 4-1 and 3. Very high AP build. And he'll have, I assume, Archangels as an easy completion next for another 100-something ability power. It is a threat that you've got to deal with a little bit as Curse.
Yeah, Voyboy, though, has now picked up a GA as well.
Yeah.
So talk about single fight impact. This guy is going to dive into the back line with no fear. And someone will probably go down in the process.
Probably 2 or 3.
So it's a very easy siege from Curse now. They can just meander down to the bottom lane and wait for double lines of supers to get in. Create that pressure. Not even Ziggs in his famed wave playing. With the Tristana with Infinity Edge, Shiv can hold off double lines of supers with a full Curse team bottom.
Not at all. So Curse looking to close their way in on this game. Baron buff timing out in 30 seconds, but they've got 5 people and even more super minions ready to flood in here. Bottom lane's the target of the team. Wards over the wall. They've been sweeping wards away as well to keep the vision down for Dignitas. Here's the start of the wave clear. Looks like no damage done just yet, but the minions are coming. Voyboy pushes in the mid lane.
This is a very big game for Curse. They do not want to take any chances here.
Kop's getting so much damage in this turret, though. Dignitas are not fighting back.
There's too many waves. They're trying to clear waves. Dignitas, the longer they wait, the more pressure on their Nexus from the stacked up supers.
Well, Zion Spartan going to have a really hard time killing all these supers. Hook not going to land on anything but a minion. Curse going to move in this turret. It's going to be going down. Third inhibitor now available for Curse to knock down. Minions inside the base. Dignitas playing full-time defense. There's all 3 inhibitors. And the next wave could be game here for Curse.
Props to Curse, too, making use of this comp so well. Supplementing Talon's early weakness with that Elise. Oh, here we go.
There's the engage. Big damage because KiWiKiD gets hooked in. He's going to go down rather rapidly. 1 for 0 as turrets fall. They trade back on the GAs. Down goes KiWiKiD. Dignitas forced to run away. Dominate lands another cocoon, and down goes Shiphtur as well. Only Zion Spartan alive wants to kill Voyboy. He will do so. He's trying to carry the team, but just cannot do it. Down goes the Nexus. 41-minute game. 24 kills for Curse.
1 down for Curse. You can see how much it means to Voyboy there. That was a huge step for them.
Yeah, it was. So Curse in control of their playoff destiny to keep the hope alive. Dig 1-1 now. Their shot at second place is gone. They are still going to remain in the top 6, but where they remain is up to them. Complexity and EG both, or either must win every single game now if they want to grab 6th place away from Curse.
The thing is, Curse's next opponent is the #1 team in the league.
Yeah.
LMQ, who they do currently have a losing record to.
Yeah.
And LMQ are not showing any signs of weakness.
No. LMQ have been taking names. We wondered if the behind-the-scenes issues of the team would hurt them. That has not happened for LMQ. They came out swinging against TSM, and they are a scary group of guys. So, Curse, they keep going back and forth, man. They have these bad games. They have these great games. They're like one of the other blue shells. Like, I feel like all the bottom teams here are blue shelling all these top guys and playing to the level of their opposition. Of course.
Let's go with red shell.
Okay.
Blue shell is a pretty specific term that people are using a lot right now.
You're right. Yeah, and to be fair, Dignitas is not in first place. So, actually, it's a pretty literal pretty literal red shell for Curse. Home's the guy above them.
It's a better all-around shell. Works with their team color as well.
That's true.
Let's go with that one.
No wonder. That explains everything now for these guys. So, Team Curse, 1-1 so far in Super Week. 2 very difficult games still to go. They said their goals was to remain in playoffs. So far, that's the course set for these guys. So far, that's what their record suggests. But you still consider this is the split that goes to Worlds. This is the playoffs where it says, can you make top 3? Can you beat guys like LMQ and Cloud9 and TSM and Dignitas here to make top 3? Well, they've scratched 1 name off that list. They've got 2 more to see by the end of the week.
Yeah, the final goal for everybody is Worlds, getting top 3 in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They don't just want to sort of limp into the playoffs and be there.
Yeah. I mean, keep in mind, we're still talking about the fact that teams are trying to avoid 7-8 to avoid relegation. I mean, 6th place in the playoffs also go there, right? You can't just be the 6th best team and be like, great, we're safe, because then you're not. So definitely Curse wants to make sure they stay sharp. Dignitas, of course, the same. Those guys were in the 5th, 6th match against Coast just last split. And that went to all 3 games. Dignitas had a scary shot at relegation themselves. They were 1 game away from that.
And so it is scary, that feeling of being in relegations. They've all talked about it. Every one of these teams that has went through that process.
Mm-hmm. And so you figured with the revamped lineup, Dignitas would come out shooting. And they started their split so well. Right, they're a front runner for a long time, tied for first at one point, I believe, and then suddenly it's fallen apart for them again. At the end of the season, Dignitas, they always have that 1 good win streak, and it dips down for them at the very, very end. They've got. I know they're safe in the playoffs, but to do well in the playoffs is another story. And I mean, they had a close game against sub-team CLG. That's not the best win, to be honest.
And yet again, they fall to that curse of the North American Rengar, I think. Mm-hmm. Not a lot. Well, I don't actually. He probably got off a couple of ultimates at least for the jump.
Yeah.
But man, the first few of them, it was rough going.
Yep. So Dig at 13 wins, Curse up to 11 here, just 2 games apart in themselves. Guys, let us know what you thought the standout moments were from that game and all of our matches today by tweeting at @LWillEsports and using that hashtag LCS Big Plays. But now we're going to throw it over to the guys, the analysts, asked to hear what the pros have to say on that match.
Thanks, Freak. Want to welcome Voyboy and Xpecial after a very definitive win there against Dignitas. Now, Xpecial, talk to me about the importance of grabbing your first win of the Super Week when you're in that race to defend your 6th place spot for playoffs.
Losing yesterday's game was huge for us. It would have pretty much guaranteed that we would be in playoffs, and losing that pretty much meant we need to win 2 games to guarantee that spot. And winning today is the first of 2, and we really needed that. Yesterday we were really down about losing, and hopefully we can get another win today and just really be safe. But in the end, we still want to do playoffs, and that's really the goal, and obviously go to Worlds.
All right, and I want to take it back to Champion Select for a second, because I know everybody's thinking about this. Voyboy, the Talon. Why are you whipping that out, and why are you so talented on that?
So Talon is just one of those assassins. There's so many of them, and we rarely see them in the LCS these days just because like everyone's like, oh, exhaust meta, heal meta, like the utility mid meta. But I've been trying to make random assassins work for a while, and I think Talon's one that definitely can in the right place and time. And yeah, people always say like, oh, Akali, Katarina, like Fizz, they're just solo queue champions. But in all honesty, like, you can pull out anything that you think is good and make it work in a competitive level as long as you have a solid plan and you obviously know how to play the champion. And although we don't see like assassins that much, I think that they're definitely, I think that we just start to see them more just because I think the only reason assassins weren't really played that much is because there was just like a stigma like, you can't play assassins right now, it's just impractical. But I don't think so, and we saw Dade whip out the Zed in OGN, and I think we'll just start to see more like pocket picks come out from different players.
That was the first Talon we've ever seen in the history of North American LCS. Why was this the time for it? Was it just the comp they had? Because you last picked that.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just feeling Talon.
All right. I
was just like, guys, I think I want to play Talon here, and everyone's like, all right, go for it.
I was a bit scared. I mean, it was the first Talon ever, but like we've done fine with it in scrim, so I was okay with it. And our other picks felt like, Talon, just go all in, just do it.
Now, I want to talk more about Champion Select because Gragas was left up after the Lulu and the Nidalee bans came through. You guys chose that Maokai, a very solid top pick, but then Yasuo came through. Was that a surprise? Were you expecting Gragas to be picked into the Maokai?
Yeah, so Yasuo was not banned against us, which is pretty rare. I was definitely considering picking it up as my last pick, but then they did a pretty, I think, nifty move in Champ Select. They took Ziggs, which Yasuo is obviously something that I like playing into Ziggs as well, and then they took Yasuo as well with it to combo into like a pretty solid team combo, I would say overall. So they denied me that pick as well, and then yeah, we just ended up running Maokai into Yasuo. It worked out fine, but yeah, that was a cute move by Dig.
And staying on the whole theme of champions that we're seeing now, Rengar. He's currently 3-11 in the North American LCS. Why are other regions having so much more success than the Western regions right now, especially because you guys have tried a Rengar composition before and it didn't work out. Why is this?
I think Dominate's one of the better Rengar players in NA, probably even just the Western scene. Whenever we play with Rengar, we're always like, damn, Dominate's really doing really well. But I think we only played him once, maybe twice, and the time we lost was an 80-minute game. We probably should have won that game, and his Rengar was the reason why we were doing so well in that game. And I think it's just a lot of players can't play him really well. Honestly, that's the biggest reason. And Dominate isn't one of those guys. I think he plays him really well. But other Rengar players probably have a lot to go. And the Korean Rengar players, I think also that Rengar, people are starting to learn how to play against him too, and that doesn't help at all. But Rengar is a solid pick. I think he's still fine. I think people just need to learn how to play him better.
What's the trick to playing him?
Oh, you have to ask Dominate.
You guys win another game, we'll get Dominate up here.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let's jump into some actual gameplay. We're going to pull up a replay. 18 minutes in, it's that dragon fight that really kind of swung the game into your favor. Voyboy, if you could walk me through this real quick.
Yeah, so right here, we have mid pushed in and bot rotated first, and we just go for dragon. They look for the steal, and then he flashes over, so it basically has to turn into an all-in. We just double TP in, everyone's going in. Right here, we're calling a focus the Yasuo. We get a lot of AoE damage off on their whole backline, and Quas obviously has his ult on, so we don't take too much damage. QD gets cocooned and we just chase him down, and it's just kind of a slaughter. We also, I believe we got dragon as well, and we killed 4 people, so that was a really, really big swing for us. Just kept solidifying our lead. I think they felt like they had to make a drastic play there because they were slowly inching behind, and it ended up just giving us a bigger advantage.
And when you get an advantage like that against such a late game team composition, what do the calls become? Because you guys want to keep the pressure on, but how do you do that as Curse?
Well, that game, we controlled their topside jungle. We wanted to control Baron, and eventually just did it. It was just like they had no vision. They were scared. They had to use Ziggs bombs, Rengar ults just to check it. And eventually, once those ran out, we just do Baron for free, or they walk in and die. Either one, it's good for us.
All right, perfect opportunity to jump into our next replay, which is in that top lane. It's actually a fight that does not go in your favor. We want to get your perspective on it because you had such great control, but what happens when you kind of give up a little bit of ground like this? How do you regroup? Xpecial, since you were involved in this fight, we'll let you run through this one.
So Voy luckily died earlier, so he can't be a part of this. But it was 4v4. We didn't have our Baron anymore, and it was honestly a really risky situation. Alistar's ult just came back up very recently, and it allowed them to just have more spells available. They were healing up from going back to Fountain a lot, and we were just overextended. We needed to go back. We lost. It was a 4v4. We just wait for the Dragon, wait for the Baron, just reset. Don't need to do anything crazy. We're pretty much guaranteed to win, and it's just being too greedy. And it happens a lot to us. We realize that, but at least we didn't throw too hard here, so managed to bring out the win, but that was not a good play from our part.
All right, so you didn't throw hard, but you threw just a tiny bit there. Voyboy, that turret dive, you got to talk to me about that. What was going on?
Yeah, I don't even know if that was shown on the stream, but what ended up happening was...
Oh, it was on stream.
Oh,
we saw it.
We saw the whole thing.
Oh, God. So I dove in and I killed him, and then I was like, yes, I got him. And I was like, and then I walked out and I thought I dropped turret aggro. And then I just walked back into it, and the extra turret shot killed me. I was like, guys, I did it! Like, I'm going to take turret. And then I was like, wait, I just died. And then everyone was like, all right, it's fine, don't worry.
You must have been like 1 pixel away from dropping aggro.
Yeah,
because I had assumed.
I'm so used to like turret dives and stuff, and I'm usually really good about that. So I was really surprised I didn't drop it there. But oh well, happens.
Now, Xpecial, one thing I want to point out is how fabulous you guys utilized both the Maokai ultimate and exhaust in those team fights because they have the wombo combo of Yasuo and things like that. Talk to me about the importance and kind of the chaos of like making sure you get that one spell off as a priority over other things in a team fight.
The good thing about Yasuo is that he jumps up in the air and he's like above everybody. It makes it really easy to click. I mean, I did misclick it one time at the end of the game, but Yasuo, generally, you get knocked up around, and then you're in the air, and you're like, oh, look, there's a guy right next to me. It's an enemy. Just click on him. It's pretty easy, generally. And, yeah, I mean, that guy was going to do a lot of damage. He had, had a lot of damage, so we had to make sure he wasn't killing everybody, and that was kind of the priority for us. They have a wombo combo. Make sure the wombo doesn't combo all of us and kill us. Then that's really the goal.
All right, and final question for you guys. You guys have LMQ later on. You guys are 1-2 against them. How are you preparing for that? Because you need that one more win.
I think we're 2-1.
Yeah, they're 2-1. You guys actually do have the winning record.
Really?
No, you guys are correct. You guys are correct.
Right. Thank you.
Reading the stat sheet backwards.
This is why we have Dash at the desk. Thank you.
So yeah, this next game is really important for us. If we can just beat LMQ, we've done it twice before. We're going to be in playoffs, just huge weight off our chests. Like we know we're a good team. We are inconsistent. We drop games when we probably shouldn't. But I think if we just have some time to practice for playoffs, we can go in. I think we can beat anyone in NA, and I think we can make it to Worlds. So these next 2 games are so important for us. We just need to pick up a win, and I know we can do it, and I really hope we pull through.
All right. It's been said multiple times by all of the teams in the LCS that everyone's capable of beating everyone. So thank you for joining us on the desk. Best of luck in your match later today and tomorrow. Now, we've got to take a quick break, but in 3.5, we'll head into our next match, Team Solo Mid versus Cloud9. The action continues after this.
See me dance?
No, I hope not.
I'll pass.
There's exhaust on the Imaqtpie with a flat pulverize. In comes Rengar. Cop is taken down on the side. KiWiKiD goes down first. Damage comes down, picks up Zion Spartan as well. And here comes Voyboy. He finds the 3rd. That's the 4th. Xpecial is low. He takes a buff. He takes a root. He's going to go down. Imaqtpie to chase. Can he get the kill? No, he goes too hard. Crumbzz got no health left. He gets picked up there by Voyboy and Dominate. The battle's begun, but kills are going all the way to Curse right now. Down goes KiWiKiD. Dignitas forced to run away. Dominate lands another cocoon, and down goes Shiphtur as well.